Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Lonnie Horne. Welcome to my Barber Life channel. Today, I'm cutting one of my favorites. It's a cool, dusty blonde color. We're doing a comb over and the ball fade. So you see, I'm jumping straight into it with my Babyliss Effects trimmers. If you didn't know, I'm gonna let you know now, these are my favorite trimmers. And that's ever since the gray Andy's T outliners with the cord, man, if y'all know what I'm talking about. So I'm doing a little arch around the ear. And now I'm going ahead and cleaning it up. I've always flipped that trimmer upside down so it's less abrasion on the skin. I'm going to be very gentle around that ear because that's a sensitive area. And you want to prevent as much discomfort as possible. All right, back to that occipital bone. Now we're going to go ahead and start carrying that around to the other side, cleaning that bottom area up. Gonna arch just a little bit over that ear again. Boom, come down right at that C-cup bottom. I just like that little wave, it turns out nice. It's like a mini dip once it's all finished. And do not forget, I know some of y'all scrape people's heads by not flipping that trimmer over. I promise you to have a much better experience if you do so. It doesn't mean I never leave it, face down. It's just, if I do, I'm very gentle with it and barely grazing the skin. And then I know some people say the detail for last. I like to clean up that neck area. Sometimes you miss it. Even when you clean it up, you see later there's a couple of hairs missing once you really clean the whole cut up. So you will see me sometimes go over that a couple of times. All right, so I got it pretty bald. I pulled out my Braun S9 shavers, the best on the market as far as I know. I'll say the best I've had out of all of them. These, you also want to be gentle. No matter what kind of shaver you have, be gentle. I know a lot of people press hard. They want to see that bald effect quickly. Just be patient and persistent, and it will get the hair. And a lot of times when we're looking on the micro level, it looks like it's not even balded. You can still see the little bristles out of the pores, but you have to step back, adjust your eyes like a camera lens. So look close, but you have to step back. When you step back, you'll see it's pretty nice. We could have actually left it without the shaver, and when I'm done, it would still look nice. But this just makes it pop even more when you can get it this kind of bald. All right, so with this guy, I'm going ahead and trimming his top just a little bit. We're not bringing a lot off. I'm literally just getting about a 1/4 inch. I already wet him up, and I'm just literally a 1/4 inch off, just so it's nice and even and not scraggly. So I'm not parting it down the middle or none of that stuff. But once you get around the cowlick, I have learned you want to leave that open. You want to leave that a little bit longer, because if you don't, it will stick up. And that's all I'm doing, is pulling that hair straight up like they taught us in school. Don't leave any slack in it. And yeah, just 1/4 inch is all I wanted on there. You can see that cowlick already sticking up right there. All right, so now we back to the clippers. I got my Cocoa clippers, and these knock bulk off really good. I got the no guard on, blade all the way open. So I'm basically doing my first guideline about 1 inch up. You can do a 1/2 inch, but I'm doing it about 1 inch up. I wanted to kind of have a mid to high look, and I like the fade to stretch a little bit. All right, so now I've closed it about halfway, and I started that next level of graduation. And I'm literally, and sometimes I'll go ahead and knock the bottom out right now. This one, I'm stretching it a little more, so I am kind of coming down slowly. And once you get behind that ear, that's where the hair gets the toughest at. So the way I cut it in front of the ear, I don't necessarily have to do that behind the ear. Sometimes I have to actually go tighter. All right, so now I'm just cross-cutting to make sure we got some evenness in there, okay? All right, so now we have the blade all the way closed, and I'm doing the bottom line knockout, knocking that out. You guys be patient. If it doesn't go right away, you can always come back over it with your trimmers later. So that area was a lot bulkier in the back than I remembered, so I went ahead and opened it up and brought it up a little more. So now we're back to doing the left side the same as we did the right, and then Once we got that first cross cut done, I closed the blade about halfway, started that next stretch of the fade. All right, and now we have that number 2 guard, and I am knocking that bulk down. And I'm coming up kind of high, okay? Coming up high. So I'm giving you a close-up right here so you can see. I'm literally coming up and coming off. I could fix some of that with the thinner shears and the scissor over comb later, the long parts at the top, but I really needed to debulk so I could get some higher fade action going. And then I'm treating this the same way I treated the number 1 guy. Once I knock all of that bulk down all the way open, I slowly started to adjust my lever halfway. All right, so now we're at the 1.5, and we're just bringing it down, y'all. So I'm at the 1.5 now, all the way open, stretching that bulk up, just like we did the number 1 guide. Now I closed it up a little more. All right, we're knocking that bulk down, y'all. All right, we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Got that 1.5 guard open. And if you notice, we're not going as high as we did when we had the number 2 guard on, okay? So I got it all the way open. I'm literally coming up almost to where the bottom or mid of that 2 left off at, and then I'm coming off of the scalp. Gotta clean my clients off though, man. I like the experience to be good the whole way. All right, here we go. Number 1 guard. All of y'all should be familiar with this guard. All right, so I'm doing the same thing. I'm stretching it all the way open. Now, if you've seen some of my other videos, a lot of times I'll literally start knocking that bottom line out right away. This is why I always like to tell y'all that there's more than one ways to skin a cat or skin a fade. All right, here we go. So stretching it out, I'm liking the way that bling is looking. It's laying in there nice. And then now we're gonna go ahead and close up halfway. And we're gonna shorten the height that I come up to. And we're just getting that blend in there. Don't forget, when you come behind that ear, that hair is a little more stubborn, a little more coarse usually. So you might have to go a little tighter back there. All right, so now we done closed it up all the way, and you can see my strokes are much shorter now. All right, sometimes I'll open it and clean up a little bit if I see some, just something not flowing consistently. So I'll give you the steps, but you still gotta use your eyes, man. Gotta use your eyes, because no head shape is perfect, and you never know what you miss by just following steps. And now you know the steps. We're doing the same thing over here. Number 1 guard all the way open, knocking that 1.5 line out, stretching that fade. And then we're gonna go ahead and bring that lever halfway and bring that stroke just a little bit shorter. And then y'all know what's next. You know what's next. Come on, guess. Close that thing all the way. Bam. Start knocking that line out. Actually, I lied. I'm still halfway open right there. That's what's next though. There we go. All right, so now we put the half guard on. This is the 1/16. This is the little magic guard, man. It's all the way open, and this one I'm almost like grazing the faded area. I'm not even really so much scooping on this. I'm almost grazing that faded area. It's the perfect in-between guard. And then now I've closed it up, and I decided to go ahead and start working that lower stubborn line out. And even though you see me going a little higher, when I say I'm grazing it, I mean I am grazing it. If you dig, it will be a wrap. So do not dig, please. If you dig, you're gonna have to start fade over and higher, or at least take some steps back and go higher, which is basically starting over. All right, we're on the opposite side now. We're gonna follow the same steps. I mean, technically he's blended and good to go right now, like literally right now, but we're gonna take it to the next level with this 16th guard. This half guard is what a lot of us call it. You see, I'm using those corners because sometimes, again, head shapes none of them are perfect, so there may be little dents, craters, and all that stuff, and we got to make sure that we spot those little dark areas, or it'll throw the consistency of the fade off visually. It may actually be as even as possible considering the shapes of the head, but visually it will not. It just won't. It won't look good. All right, so now I'm doing detail work. I've moved on, and let's see, what do we put on there? I think that's my half guard back on there right now, and we're just cleaning up some of that excess bulk, knocking some of that tall stuff off. All right, we're gonna pop the guard off now, y'all. And pop the guard off, that means we are coming to the bottom of this fade, and we're getting those details, man. Now it's time to spot cut. You know, you got little areas that just need more attention than others. Yep, I saw that little dark area, and you can't see me doing it, but I check my mirror a lot. Check your mirror. Your eyes will not be as good as the mirror. You need them both, but check that mirror. And another good trick I learned is to use your phone. I'll literally take a picture as I'm getting close to the end of the cut, or I'll just open the camera up and I can see everything. I mean, I can see everything with that camera. So that's another trick. You can record or not record, or just look through it, but I promise you it'll show more than your eyes can see. All right, so it looks rough on the screen, but when it's done, you'll see it's gonna be cold. So right now we're taking the Babbless and we're just kind of cleaning up that bottom line. And then now I'm gonna come back with the Cocos all the way closed, because the Babbless was just a little too aggressive for the area I was trying to get. You know, these are not gonna cut as close as those trimmers, even with the blade all the way closed. So sometimes you might try to clean up the bottom of a fade with the trimmer, and that faded area is not ready for that length just yet. And then you could go back, get the clipper, close it, and it'll be that next step up. So now I'm just catching a lot of detail work again. Once you start getting around behind that ear, some of that hair didn't blend out the way that I like it to. So I'm gonna go back and pay attention to those details. And then same up front by where the C cup would be, some of that needed to lay down a little bit better so it flowed into the back more consistently. And then also, I want that lineup to look nice on those sides. All right, so here we go. You can do all you can do with the clippers, but man, I swear, boy, I throw these Hanzo thinning shears on and the game is over, man. So what I learned is you take that taper comb and what you want to do is catch the hair at the spine of the comb, okay? Not at the top, not in the middle, spine of the comb, and you cut. You put your scissors or your thinning shears right there and literally cut up. I mean, think about your guard on your clippers. You know, the blade is under there, but it's not to the edge of the comb. So that's like a comb that you're putting on your clipper. That guard is literally a comb. So this just clipper over comb lets you just get a little more detail. All right, here we go. Time to do that lineup. We're gonna leave the front natural, but we're gonna line up just that temple area. And now I saw it was a little too heavy, so I just got some detail work in there. You know, we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Now I want them to have a nice definitive line, but I wanna keep it natural looking. So I don't wanna take them back too hard, even though we have a little bit of thinner area to work with right there. All right, so now I'm gonna wet them up. It's time to get that look in there, man. It's time to style this thing, boy. Styling is something I have literally started to appreciate. So shout out to all the YouTubers who teach styling on their channels. I watch a lot and I pick up more technique, and then also do presentations at schools, and I get to see other presenters, do their thing. All right, so I did a little thinning on the side with the shears just so with the wet look it laid good. And now I'm using my favorite pomade, which I'm mad as hell at Suavecitos because they just discontinued it. I don't even know who the hell to complain to about that, because when I say I am pissed off, boy. And then they got a supplement for it that I don't know what happened, but this was my favorite, so I'm stretching this last can. All right, so I massage it in, and now I dry the hair a little bit and start to comb it in the direction that I want it to flow so it can lay. And then I go to the front and I'm blow drying it up and over. I just think it's a cool look on him. It's a real gangster look. I don't know why, I just love this style on him. And there we go, man. We got that comb over styled up, and he ready to go hit these streets, man. Yes, man. Y'all give me a thumbs up. Please like, subscribe, share to this. Help me grow this. We got a lot of stuff coming. Shops opening, events we're going to. Tune into my Barber Life channel, y'all, and let me share with y'all. Let me help y'all grow and help me grow with you. And let me know what you think of this cut, and let me know anything else you'd like to see on this channel, man. Appreciate y'all. I'm Lonnie Horne, your Barber Broker. Peace.